This is the Tech News Update for Wednesday, March 16th, 2016. Welcome to this Windows channel. In this Tech News Update today, we have Windows Blinds. Blinddock has now released Windows Blinds 10 compatible with Windows 10. And so if you want to customize your Windows 10 experience to the max, Windows Blinds is the software for that. Customize everything from the taskbar, the windows, pretty much everything is customizable in a way. And I will be checking it out and posting a video for anyone that's interested and wonders if that could be a product for them. It's always fun to be able to customize things pretty much the way you want. So I'll be checking it out and of course posting a video showing you how it works in the next few days. Well, Xbox, Microsoft is actually kind of, sent out the idea that maybe they would open their game network to cross-platform. What that means is that other consoles, for example, like the PlayStation, would be able to join their network for gaming on similar games, for example, and that could be interesting actually. And what really surprised everybody is that Sony said, well, you know what, that could be interesting, we're open to the idea. So we'll see what happens with that, but I think, it is maybe time that it could be cool to just have cross-platform availability of everything on the gaming networks, like PlayStation 4 user playing against an Xbox user in certain games and stuff like that. I think that could be cool. Why not? Well, it seems that, this is one of the reasons why sometimes you're thinking, well, that's why people use ad blockers. BBC, the MSN, and many other websites have been plagued with basically ads that actually are kind of ransomware infected. And if you have Flash with a flaw, so if you have an old version of Flash, for example, you could instantly get infected with a ransomware. And this is seemingly because these companies get their ads through what we call an ad network. Unfortunately, some of these ad networks actually have security flaws. So basically, a hacker, was able to inject ransomware in banner ads that popped up on these websites. And many websites are affected, and many very, very popular websites. Like I said, the BBC, the Microsoft Network, MSN page, or Bing. Also, New York Times, I believe, and so many others. So, that really won't help the fact that people want to use ad blockers when you see that. It's just incredible. Of course, on the other side, the security is a lot on the user also. So if you updated your Flash player, that is impossible to infect you. Still, that's kind of something that should never happen. And I think these big companies need to really, really kind of, not just rely on the ad networks, but say, look, we want to have secure ads. We want to have stuff that's, not dangerous for our users. AMD said that it's actually looking at the possibility of making GPUs or graphic processors for portable devices, and that it could be, that could be interesting actually, to have maybe a GPU or an AMD graphics chip in, say, an iPhone or a Android device, or even tablets. So that's kind of interesting. There's no really words yet of any devices or anything that they're working on, but if they announce it, maybe they've got some kind of deal in, or they've touted the possibility that, well, maybe we'll do graphics chip, especially in a market where the desktop computers are being sold less and less, and also not just the desktop computers, but the basically the laptops also that have graphics GPUs. So basically, that's going to be kind of interesting to see maybe that transition there, so they make more revenue basically. Android N. A lot of people, and actually, when I was searching for images, I did see that a lot of people think N for Android N is Nutella. And apparently, from the internal information that we learn, is that Android N is not for Nutella, but would be New York cheesecake, apparently. So that's going to be interesting to see if that is the real name that it will hold. Um, is it Nutella? Everybody knows that it's a sweet because they're only using sweets. M was for marshmallow. So Android N, is it New York cheesecake? We'll see. Well, Apple has released and sent its last documents, basically for the last court filing. And in that court filing, Apple just calls the FBI and the Department of Justice basically reckless, and they just don't understand how the things that they ask for are just so dangerous for everybody's security, which is, of course, a true problem. So that's going to be interesting to see how it turns out and what's going to happen with this case, basically. Google for Work now wants you to sign in with your Office 365, Facebook at Work, and Slack accounts through their Google for Work. Basically, they want to get as much information and try to reunite everything that can be related to work into one big giant spot there, and also, of course, have more information on what you do and how you do it. So that's going to be interesting to see if it really catches on or not. Google for Work is there to try to simplify everything and help you have a better manage, work flow better, basically. And that's going to be interesting to see if anything happens with this for Google for Work. So basically, this was the last little news item. And so you watched the Tech News Update for Wednesday, March the 16th, 2016. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, anything you want to know, let us know. Give us thumbs up. And why not follow us on YouTube, Daily Motion. And it's always interesting to have feedback. Thank you for watching our videos. I hope you like this daily news update.